Thank you. Good to be here.
How many times did you play in Holland?
Number 3 or number 4?
3, before if you count with Buzz.
Right, 3 with Toto and once with Buzz.
In 1977.
Most of the time it was in Rotterdam, in this place.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
How simply is it to call the music of Toto a mixture of, let's say, Philly, Motown, soul, and rock and roll? In other words, is it eclectic?
I mean, you know, we've had like Miles Davis on our records. And then we do a lot more hard edge stuff. So R&B, rock and roll.
I think our name is...
Classical, you know.
Our name comes from the Latin term in toto, et totus, which means all-encompassing, all. We thought it was a good name for the band since we just didn't play heavy metal or just didn't play R&B. We liked all sorts of music. Yeah. And we don't think there should be any barriers for what we are capable or want to play.
Yeah. How are the relations, the personal relations in the band?
Best friend.
Is Toto important? Is it kind of a family?
Yeah.
10 years we've been together.
And through ups and downs, you know. We've had, you know, the last couple of years have been hell for us, you know.
Why hell?
Well, not between each of us, just hell we have gone through.
Here we go.
Yeah, we don't want to get heavy, but people have ripped us off involved in our lives. Not family or not Toto members, but outside people who have had their hands in Toto's pockets, so to say, have done some terrible things to us. We've also had problems. Internal with with our singer problem for going back 4 or 5 years ago. Problems where you don't think the record company, we might look and say, gee, maybe the record company doesn't like Toto because you don't have a hit record. I mean, there's many, many different things. And we've, as far as most bands, I'm proud of the fact that because of our friendships, it's not like we were business partners. We've known each other since we were 13 and 14 years old. You can't fool somebody you grew up with in school and played ball with in the playground. I can't fool him, he can't fool me.
You can see it, let's look in the eye. I mean, we don't even have to say stuff to each other. We can look at each other if somebody's upset or pissed off about something, you know. Or happy, same. We're very happy lately because things are going well for us. Right?
I hear the drums echoing tonight, and she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. We're gonna take some time to do the things we never had.
Hey, we'll go to your latest album, the 7th one. On a song like Mushenga and some other songs, you pay a certain interest in a social issue. Why?
I believe that all of us, it's funny, Toto used to profess that we would not let politics or any social messages interfere with music, that it had no place in music. I think we believe that. I think these particular, there's 3 tunes, Home of the Brave, Mushanga, and 1,000 Years, that say something we've been together, and only the children. That for 10 years, Lukather has 2 beautiful babies, I have 2 beautiful babies, Mike has a baby, Steve. I think as we've matured and we have families and children, when we look at our kids, what we do has a different kind of importance than it did 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Self-abuses to yourself and all that stuff, and then you grow up and you have a family of your own, you realize you still want to keep doing the things that you love doing, but they're less important to things that are really important in life, like, you know, your kids and your wife and what's going to happen to them in 25 years when there isn't a place to live and they can't eat the food and they can't drink the water, you know?
Hey, guys.
Gisette!
Little interviewski?
Mike!
There's your sticks. You forgot your sticks.
Oh, thanks, I need these.
Steve, you need this, man.
I do. Come on.
Nick, guys, sit down, babe.
So here you guys are.
Dave!
So, yeah, here they are. Jeez. Damn.
Where have you guys been, man? It's been lonely here without you.
Yeesh. Tough one, huh? Tough body. Ooh!
Steve and Jeff, I just wanted to ask you, how hard is it for you to play a song acoustic, and now that the other members of the band are here?
do you want to do?
Let's do the letter B of Rosanna.
Okay, guys, let me put my go-go juice down.
On the inside.
Yeah.
2, 1, 2.
Not quite a year since she went away. Rosanna, yeah. Now she's gone, and I have to say,
And the trumpets come in, and it's a big production.
meet you all the way. Meet you all the way. Meet you all the way. Rosanna, yeah. Meet you all the way. Meet you all the way.
Jeff, now and then you hear criticism about Toto that they play too conventional. How do you react on that criticism?
What's conventional?
That and like.
I don't react. It's hard. We used to be very offended because if as a musician, you as a kid practice a lot, and your parents use their hard-earned money to help buy instruments for you, and Dad, can I have that album because I want to learn off it? And you know in your heart you work hard to be a musician, and then you read a critic saying
Too conventional.
some cheap stuff about you and say you're too conventional a player, you usually get upset. I think we've grown to mature to know that if you've been in a band for 10 years like Toto has, that you're going to be picked on by critics. And what do we use? I know Dave has a couple canaries at his house, and I keep bringing over anything I collect, reviews, and I give it to Dave's wife for birdcage lining, you know, for the drop beats and stuff.
Yes,
But-
now that's conventional.
Yeah, that's conventional.
We're in Amsterdam right now. We're getting ready to headline a big festival concert. We're having a great time. We haven't forgotten our old fans, but I think we want to make some new music here and get some new fans out there.
Hi, I'm Elliot Shiner, and I'm producing the current Toto record.
Hello, everybody. Remember us? We've been to your house, we've ate your food.
We are Toto.
Rosanna, Rosanna.
You know, we are Steve and Mike and David and Simon. I mean, 5 with Jenny.
My name is Jenny Douglas McCoy.
My name's Simon.
I'm just the guy next door. I'm Mike Porcaro.
My name is David Page.
Ladies and gentlemen, the desire of the world, Stephen Lukather!
Tangerine orange leisure suit.
Wow.
That's how I want to be remembered.
We want to debut some new material for you. Is that all right? We have no idea what we're going to call it yet.
They wrote an instrumental while I was away skiing, and they've so titled it, of which I have to change. This temporary title's Dave's Gone Skiing. If it makes it out to the stores, you know I failed in my duties to change the correct title.
I'm wondering why I'm at the piano right now as opposed to David Page.
Steve is such a he's an amazing musician.
And Steve, we finally got him to play some keyboards. Of course, Steve, give him an inch and he takes a mile here. Now, he won't play guitar anymore.
Suck, man. I was gonna say,
my fingers come back. No, I haven't played. I haven't played in like 2 weeks, man. My fingers are all like I feel like I'm playing with cotton, like boxing gloves on or something.
We can barely get him to do a guitar solo because he's playing keyboards all over, and I'm playing second. I've been reduced to rhythm keyboardist.
I'm just a bad impression of David Page.
There, he said it all for me. I like having all mixtures of people. Some English, black, white, all this stuff. I think it adds to the sounds.
Englishman in the band. Ooh.
Did you ask them what is it like to have a tea bag in the band?
God bless England.
He says Calliope, I say Calliope, you know?
Calliope, Calliope.
We get into little arguments about that.
You do have to be open-minded.
Simon. Simon's maybe a little colorblind because his taste in colors for his picks his drums is just unfathomable.
They think my yellow drum kit's bad.
Yellows and chartreuses.
Beautiful red, see-through.
Carminth.
Deep blue.
I mean, even pink would be better.
I bet you in a couple of years they'll go, actually, that's a really cool color.
When you're making a record, your favorites change all the time. The first tune we cut, Gift of Faith, I thought was great.
The new album.
It's a very organic thing. What you hear is basically what you see.
It's fresh for Toto. It's not so electric.
A lot of acoustics, yeah.
Bringing back a lot more piano, Hammond, Wurlitzers, organic keyboard instruments, and we can call those electric instruments organic. We just got an acoustic guitar and an acoustic piano and started writing songs every week.
Lyrically, we've been working with Stan Lynch.
Stan and Steve Lukather are great friends for years now.
Steve's just said to me, well, I've got Stan doing some lyrics. I went, oh, great.
He seems to be writing, he seems to be just hitting the spot.
I went driving last night on a dark canyon road.
Stan, of course, he's such a serious human being. Just kidding.
I like the lyric, duh, I'm stumped, help. Love, Stan. Maybe we can work that in somewhere. I'm gonna sing it, though.
Even when love is come and gone, and our hearts have moved along, I will remember there was a time we had no trust, and that always was enough. I will remember.
Him and Lukather together are like a perverted Laurel and Hardy.
Uh-huh.
I will remember. I will remember
This time we decided, wouldn't it be nice to just write some nice melodies and not try to cover it up with a bunch of technical stuff?
Just doing that made it feel more like a band. Have piano, organ, acoustic guitars, guitar.
Mike is laid back, Mr. Cool Daddy of them all. There is absolutely nothing that will ruffle his feathers.
I like Mike because Mike has always been more sensible.
Mike's like the heart and soul of the band. Elliot's a very organic engineer, and so the stuff sounds really, you can really feel the personality.
Different attitude, different approach.
There's the fun in the studio making the music, and there's the fun outside the studio. We've been having a great time.
We'd been wanting to work with Elliot for years.
He's a genius.
Elliot's got a real attitude problem.
Right now we're working on the 13th song, which is a long we cut, a tune called Slipping Away, and I think now that's my favorite.
when you slipped away. I can see your face. Nothing's gonna shake me. Slip away.
Dave's role is to see how late he can be every day.
When Dave was late, we decided to have Steve, let's record. Dave can always add his part on, or we can at least learn the tune by the time Dave arrives.
And Dave's like, he strolls in just at the right time.
We call it Dave Light Savings Time.
Today is just another one of those days.
Dave is really the heart and soul of Toto.
We got back to some funk on this record.
Baby, he's your man. Baby, he's your man. Baby, he's your man. Baby, he's your man.
Next.
Steve. Mr. Impatient, I called him.
One of the best guitar players ever.
Yeah, man.
Stop the tape. One more time.
If you think he'll love you better, and your wishes his command,
Maybe he's your man.
baby, he's your man. Baby, he's your man. Baby, he's your man. Baby, he's your man.
Influences? Yes, everything I write has a little bit of influence, and I don't mind making it obvious and paying homage to him, you know? And I don't mind stealing from the best.
I almost fancied myself being in the Rolling Stones.
I'd love to be in the Rolling Stones.
I don't think they'd have me, though.
The first song I ever learned to play was Blues in the Night.
Dirty Water by the Standells.
Respect, Aretha Franklin.
3 notes. I watched my dad play it when I was 5 years old. I picked it out on the piano, and I didn't learn how to play it. I just kind of monkey see, monkey do.
Because you do with one finger. Boom, boom, dun, 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 dun. Some guy down the street had a band, and he showed it to me. I was like 7, 8 years old.
Toto doesn't do big 18-month long mega tours and stuff.
And we're gonna be touring probably for the next year and a half, maybe 2 years.
My idea of like a tour is about 3 weeks.
We got the better part of a year. We're planning on going out.
It's so funny because you'll probably hear 5 different versions from my version from everybody else. You know, they'll say, yes, we're gonna be touring for the next 18 months, and we have it all set, and it's all this, you know. You're totally different stuff from me, you know.
Where do I go from here? How do I find my way? When is it loud and clear? That there's no turning back, no looking back. Where do I go from here? Nobody gets away. It's a new kind of fix for the poor and the rich. You never know what's coming next at the turning points.
Still are Toto, and I think we're still growing is the point. We're still evolving, and I think people are gonna be pleasantly surprised.